Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Canelo Alvarez is the most disrespected, underappreciated fighter in boxing. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And Canelo Alvarez is an elite, pound for pound, superstar, the face of boxing, currently undisputed at 168 pounds. And he's constantly being hated on, constantly being lied on, constantly being disrespected. I mean, this man takes challenges, he takes risks, he unifies and clears out divisions, and yet all they do is spread lies and narratives like they spread their cheeks. The first lie comes from Canelo Alvarez. He will never fight Triple G. Canelo will never take on that challenge. Now Canelo Alvarez is about to fight him for the third time. So for anybody thinking that Canelo has ever been scared of Triple G, you look like a dumbass. Then they said Canelo Alvarez won't fight another black world champion. He won't fight another one. He fought Floyd, but he won't fight anybody after that. He won't do anything like that. Then he fights Danny Jacobs. And then what do? They don't give him credit for it. And they move on to the next narrative and say, well, Canelo, he needs to move up in weight. He needs to fight bigger fighters, even though Danny Jacobs is already much bigger than him. Make that make sense. So then he needs to move up to 168 and fight all those killers. He's not going to beat anybody up there. So Canelo Alvarez moves up to 168, fights the number one consensus fighter in Callum Smith. Won the World Boxing Super Series, reigned champion. And what did they say then after Canelo beats him? They just keep hating. Oh, his style is catered for Canelo Alvarez. He was overrated. He's not that good anymore. Who should Canelo fight next? Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe, his footwork, his boxing ability, he'll expose Canelo Alvarez. So what does Canelo Alvarez do? Breaks his freaking face. Breaks this man's face. And then what do they say? The next narrative, the next lie. Oh, Billy Joe Saunders, a European hype job. He's not that good. He's overrated. He's from Europe. That means he's trash. He's not that good. Okay. Then they say, Canelo Alvarez, he can't beat a slick American fighter like Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. He's going to embarrass Canelo. Andre Ward's going to help teach Caleb Plant how to humiliate Canelo Alvarez. Then what does Canelo Alvarez do? Send this man straight to hell. He sent him straight to hell. And so what's the next narrative? What is the next narrative after this man goes undisputed in less than 11 months? What's the next narrative? Oh, Canelo Alvarez is ducking David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo. He's ducking those guys. One, David Benavidez is not a world champion, so how is Canelo Alvarez ducking him? He's not a world champion, and he's not a mandatory fight. How is he ducking him? Then, Jermall Charlo, he's not even in Canelo Alvarez's weight class. How are you ducking somebody not in your weight class? None of this makes sense. So what does Canelo do? He moves up in weight, takes on a great challenge in Dimitri Bivol, an undefeated prime world champion. And they say not only is he ducking David Benavidez, not only is he ducking Jermall Charlo, not only is he doing that, but he's cherry picking Dimitri Bivol at 175. Imagine that. A highly skilled elite fighter who's prime undefeated and a world champion in a higher weight class. You're cherry picking that guy. This is a cherry pick to them. Even though this guy is more skilled than David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo combined. And yet they're calling this a cherry pick. They're calling this a cherry pick. Make that make sense. And so what are they saying about Canelo Alvarez right now? What they're saying is, here's the narrative on Canelo right now. They're saying he's ducking 4 fighters consecutively right now. Right now. They're saying he's ducking Dimitri Bivol right now. Everybody's saying it. Then people are also saying that he's ducking Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. And he's ducking Jermall Charlo. And he's ducking David Benavidez. How are you ducking 4 fighters at the same time? You can only take one fight at a time. Do they think Canelo can fight all 4 of these guys in one night? Is the expectation too much? I mean, come on. They're just hating on greatness. They're hating on this man. They want to see him lose. So no matter what he does, every time he scratches his ass, they're hating on him. Oh, he must be ducking this guy. He must be ducking that guy. How is the narrative that he's ducking 4 fighters at the same time? Make that make sense. They're hating on greatness because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.